How to drive a semi-truck. Just enough to get you moving and make you dangerous. It's not as simple as just turning a key. Most trucks are standard, so if you don't drive standard, that'll be a hurdle. You might ask yourself, how to release the park brake? How do I shift through the gears? How many gears are there? And what are those funny buttons on the shifter? Why are there so many gauges? There's a lot to know about driving a commercial vehicle. I'll go over some of the basics. There are two main differences between trucks and cars. Trucks have an air brake system, where cars have a hydraulic brake system. Trucks have a non-synchronized transmission, where cars have a synchronized transmission. So there's different ways of shifting. First, let's go over the air brake system. Since trucks carry more weight than cars, a more robust braking system with more safety features are used. Hydraulic brakes work fine for cars, but trucks need extra braking force. Let's talk a bit about the two systems, then we can go over the need-to-knows before driving an air brake-equipped commercial vehicle. In a hydraulic brake system, like the one that's in your car, it uses a hydraulic fluid to transmit the force from your brake pedal to the wheel ends to apply your brakes, to slow and eventually stop your vehicle. If it ever leaked, you would have no brakes. If you had no brakes, you wouldn't be able to stop your vehicle and you would cause an accident. Trucks use air as a medium to transfer force from the brake pedal to the wheel ends. A compressor is mounted to the engine and air tanks are mounted to the frame to build and store air pressure for use. So if a truck brake system leaks air, the compressor can compress more air to compensate. Now, into the use of air brakes. When you first start up the truck, an audio and visual alarm will go off. This is normal. It's telling you that you do not have enough air pressure to release the park brakes or make a brake application. As you run the engine, the air compressor will pump and store more air in the tanks. You can see the tank pressure on the two dash-mounted gauges. Once you have built 120 psi, you're ready to go. To release your air-equipped park brakes, find the two dash-mounted buttons. One will be a yellow diamond. This is for the truck park brakes. And the other one will be a red octagon. This will release your trailer brakes. Push them in to release your brakes. Pull them both out to apply your brakes. The service brakes respond similar to the ones in your car, but there's less road feel. Always watch your gauges. If the low air warning light comes on while you're driving, then you have a leak that your compressor cannot keep up with. If you lose brakes going down a hill on the highway, there's a runaway lane to use. This has loose gravel to aid you in slowing down. Now that you can release your brakes and use them, let's talk about shifting the truck. There are two parts to this: how to shift through all 10 to 18 gears and not be thoroughly confused by the shift pattern, and how to double clutch. You may have heard of this before. This is what you have to do with a non-synchronized transmission. Let's go through a 10-speed shift pattern. The first 5 speeds and reverse are like a car's shift pattern. This is shown in black. To get the next 5 ranges, the range button on the shifter has to be moved up. Then move the shifter back to the first gear position and continue shifting with the same shift pattern. The 18 speed adds another button to the shifter. Just like the last shift pattern, the black areas are the low 5 gears. This includes LO, low, and the white 4 areas are the high gears. The button on the side is called a splitter. It splits each gear into half steps. When you see the H and the L triangles, you're allowed to split those gears. When splitting the gears, you do not need to move the shifter. Weird, eh? Release the throttle. Move the button forward to upshift. Move the button backwards to downshift. Then reapply the throttle. When I said there's no synchronizers in the transmission, I lied. There's one, just for this function. Shifting through the gears is one thing. Now we'll talk about the clutch. When you shift gears in a car to go to the next higher or lower range, you depress the clutch and move the stick into the next gear. This is how to drive a synchronized transmission. When you shift into the next higher or lower gear, the transmission synchronizes your engine speed with your road speed. When upshifting in your car, you'll notice your engine speed, your RPM, go down once you've re-engaged your clutch. When you downshift, you notice your engine RPM go up when you re-engage your clutch. Your transmission is raising and lowering your engine RPM to match your road speed through the magic of a synchronizer. A truck has a non-synchronized transmission. This is because of all the heavy loads and many kilometers that a truck drives in its lifetime. If it had synchronizers, the transmission wouldn't last very long before having to be rebuilt. Downtime for a truck costs more money than the repair. If the wheels aren't turning, you aren't making money. To upshift, you must disengage your clutch, move the stick into the neutral position, and re-engage your clutch. Allow the engine RPM to drop down to match your road speed. This allows the gears in your transmission to get to a similar speed to allow for a smooth shift with no grinding. Then disengage your clutch and shift to the next higher gear range. If you hear a grinding noise, you did not match your engine RPM and road speed correctly. Then re-engage your clutch. The disengagement of your clutch is to allow the shift to take place under no load to prevent gear teeth damage. To downshift, you must disengage the clutch, move the stick into neutral position, then re-engage the clutch. Using the throttle, raise the engine RPM to match road speed. Remember when you were downshifting in your car, the transmission raises the engine RPM. You're just doing this manually. With engine RPM and road speed matched, then disengage your clutch and shift to the next higher gear range. If you heard a grinding noise, you did not match that engine and RPM road speed correctly. Then you can re-engage your clutch. Going up and down hills will affect your road speed while shifting, so keep an eye on your tachometer and odometer. Let's recap what we've gone over. Building air pressure for the air brake system, watching out for low air warning systems, releasing and applying truck and trailer parking brakes, shifting through a 10 and 18 speed gear pattern, and how to double clutch. Now, with all your newfound knowledge, a truck driver is born. Time to jump in your truck, hit the road, and see all that you can of North America. Have fun, and thank you for watching.